Yo, yo, yo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. Huge shout out to the people that are currently in the chat. We got Lorenzo, we got Classy Nasty, we got John, Shadow, Freddy, Sir Knight. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you guys for being here. Do me a huge favor, smack up the like button here on your way in, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are just starting right now. Talking all things Arizona Cardinals. Happy Victory Monday. We don't really celebrate these very much, but we're very fortunate to get two Victory Mondays after a Cardinals win. Like I said, doesn't happen very often, but we'll take it as it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are going to be diving into, I'm not sure if you guys just noticed, but we just released a video about, who's to blame, the offensive, blah, 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 right? What's going on with the Arizona Cardinals, that type of stuff. Today, I want to take a different approach. I want to kind of open up the phone lines a little later on here in the stream if you guys are interested to come in and chime in, provide your take on what's happening with the Arizona Cardinals. I would love to potentially do that. If you guys do, let me know here in the chat below if you want to do that. But yeah, we want to talk about this game in a nutshell. I mean, I think a lot of stuff is kind of getting lost and skewed by the thought that, oh, the Arizona Cardinals should have blown this team out of the water. I mean, they did. Technically, they did. It's just the fourth quarter came at them very, very hard. And it's just, I don't think the Arizona Cardinals really 100% knew that, like, this team wouldn't give up fighting. And I've been saying this throughout my entirety of when I was live doing this live play-by-play. I was like, do not let this team stick around. Put your foot on their throats and put them away, right? We heard Jonathan Gannon come out and talk about, not being able to put teams away. And this is back-to-back season or back-to-back games that this has happened. So Jonathan Gannon already blamed himself fully, right? It's fully on him. He said he needs to find a solution as to what he needs to do to get this ship right. Now, the good thing is that we're 2-0, but like hearing Cardinals fans, and if you chimed on this podcast and probably other, podcasts or, people that talk about the Arizona Cardinals, it doesn't feel like we're 2-0. It really doesn't. It doesn't feel like the Arizona Cardinals are 2-0 one bit. And I think it's because what we thought we were seeing in training camp, what we thought we were going to see heading into year 3 of JG and Kyler, we're still seeing those offensive struggles. We're still seeing it. And the whole Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray thing, that it needs to be studied. It needs to be studied. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't think I ever will understand it. Now, yes, right now, does Malik Neighbors seem to be the wide receiver number 1, probably out of the draft? Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. That's fine, right? But I'm not going to come out here and say that Marvin Harrison Jr. is only worth 27 yards, 3 or 4 targets this game. Like, this offense is struggling as an entirety. I don't think this blame is fully on Marv, although he does got some blame. I don't think it's fully on Petzing, although he does got some blame. Kyler, the same thing. I don't think it's fully on Kyler, but there is some blame to go around. But like, I don't think people really truly, feel that this is a victory Monday. Now, some people do. Some people do, right? Some people are gonna be like, a win's a win. I don't care. It is what it is. We won. Cool. Okay. But don't be surprised that if we do play against a team that's not ranked at one of the bottoms, right? Because let's be real, the Saints were projected to win very minimal games. The Panthers were projected to win very minimal games. There are some people out there saying the Saints are going to be the first overall pick and they're going to get their quarterback in 2026. So, it's one of those things, right? It's one of those things that you really want to see this Arizona Cardinal team dominate. And the weird thing is that we did for the first half. And you might say the same thing for maybe the third quarter too. It's just we allow this team to stay within the contention of having hope to come back. That was the problem, right? Like I said, at one point it was 27-9, right? At one point it was. It's nuts. It's crazy to see what happened. But the fourth quarter, man, was a disaster, right? The Cardinals had another opportunity to score some points in the beginning of the fourth quarter, and we were driving. In that drive, we saw Kyler Murray use his legs, and we were all enamored. We were all excited, ecstatic. All the people, every Cardinal fan was posting on X and Twitter and all social medias, wow, this is what Kyler Murray can be. And that's what it is. That is what Kyler Murray can be, right? But that's when the interception happened. A few plays after, if not one play after, it was probably 2 plays after, there was the interception. So the Cardinals were driving. They could have at least got a 3 points field goal if they didn't get a touchdown. but unfortunately ended up in an interception. What happened? The Panthers ended up scoring a touchdown using 5 minutes off the clock. Then the Cardinals got the ball again. There was a 3-and-out, got rid of the ball. Then there was another touchdown placed on our heads. And then the Panthers um, got the ball back again with an onside kick, and then that's the end of the game right there, right? So the fourth quarter, we had a really good drive going for us in the beginning of the fourth quarter. A really good drive. It just unfortunately ended in disaster. And we allowed this team to stick around. But like I said, we'll take the win, right? We're 2-0. We're staying within the division race, but this next week is going to be very, very telling. I'm excited to see how we're going to match up against the 49ers. I'm excited to see how we're going to match up against the Seahawks, because the Seahawks have had our number for what seems to be years now. Now, yes, it's not under the Sam Darnold regime, but still, I'm excited. Now, let's talk about this real quick, right? Let's talk about this. Players of the game, right? I want to talk a little bit positivity. I already kind of provided my insight as to how I feel about who's to blame on the offense on the latest video that I just posted. So make sure you check it out if you want to. But I want to talk a little bit positivity right now, right? I want to talk about players of the game. Defensively, I feel like there were some good players of the game, but I got to give it to Calais Campbell. Calais Campbell. Well, when things were starting to turn ugly, Calais Campbell was there, Mr. Reliable. Love him. I want to definitely throw him on there. I definitely think he had a really good game for the Cardinals, already racking up 2 sacks, and that last sack was during that last game. Josh Sweat played really well. Played really well. Now, he played a lot better in the first quarter when he had that sack fumble, but he kind of disappeared a little bit, right? Kind of disappeared. So on the defensive side of the ball, you can kind of throw your hat in a Calais Campbell. You can throw your hat in a Josh Sweat, right? You could even say Akeem Davis-Gaither made a really good play as well. And that was one of the biggest concerns I had, was the middle linebacker position, right? Not the, Mac Wilson Sr., but the opposite side of him. But I think overall, Akeem Davis-Gaither has been playing solid. I don't feel like he's been a liability on this defense, which is a good thing, right? It's a breath of fresh air. Cornerbacks. I think the cornerbacks, when they were healthy, they were playing pretty solid. Unfortunately, all 3 of our cornerbacks went down with an injury. We are still waiting to see some sort of update from Jonathan Gannon, and I'm only assuming it's going to come at the 12 o'clock hour. So maybe within the next hour or 30 minutes. No, probably hour or hour and a half, we're probably going to hear a little bit more on maybe if there's any updates on Garrett Williams, Max Melton, as well as Will Johnson. Now, seeing how everything kind of unfolded, I think the worst, and this is only based on my opinion. I don't have any inside information or anything like that. It's only based on my opinion in terms of what I saw on the field. I think the worst injury out of the 3 is probably Garrett Williams, if I'm going to be real with you. I think Garrett Williams is probably going to be the worst of the 3. I think there is going to be time that's going to be missed for these cornerbacks. I don't know how much time, but Garrett Williams definitely seemed the one that I was like, wow, okay, I'm concerned, right? Because even when Will Johnson got hurt initially, he came back in the game. So I don't know. We're gonna have to kind of wait and see. So players of the game defensively, I think I can name a lot more defensive players that I'm really kind of proud of in this game. Yeah, the defense kind of let up, right? They were playing a little bit more softer, prevent, whatever you want to call it, which kind of helped the Panthers kind of get back into the groove of things and score some points on their own. And that's to why we only won by 5 points. But let's be real, the referees really didn't help us at all as well. But there's that. On the offensive side of the ball, I would say players of the game for the offensive side of the ball, I think that was a really good catch from Michael Wilson, and a good throw by Kyler as well. But the touchdown is awesome, but the one reception is not okay, right? Like, I don't know how much more I can emphasize this. Like, the one reception is not okay. I know he had another ball thrown to him as well, so he was probably targeted like 2 or 3 times, but he got that one reception. I believe it was 11 yards and a touchdown. That was good. So I would kind of give him, like, okay, you're on the offensive side of the ball, kind of player of the game for getting that awesome touchdown. And I would throw Kyler Murray in there as well, because if you really look at Kyler Murray's stats, now stats are, they're a little tricky, right? So I don't want to come out here and say, "Oh, Kyler Murray had an amazing game," because he didn't. It was okay game, right? It was a game that it's what to be expected from Kyler, right? Kyler finished off this game 17 for 25, 220 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I'm really wondering and asking, when are we really going to start seeing Kyler Murray consistently in the 250s to 300s? Like, when are we going to start seeing that Kyler Murray again? Like, I've been longing for that Kyler Murray, right? 250 to 300 yards a game. When are we going to see that? I don't know. I don't know, right? So I would throw Kyler Murray in there in terms of like a player of a game because of, yeah, the interception was terrible, but he didn't really play that bad. And it also kind of goes to attribute that a lot of players weren't great, right? So I would say Michael Wilson, Trey McBride, Kyler, and maybe Higgins, players of the game. Because let's be real, man. Trey Benson, unfortunately, didn't get a lot of opportunity. James Conner didn't really look too great. I mean, I know he got a touchdown, but 11 carries, 34 yards. That's not going to cut it. It's just, I don't know, man. It's so hard to talk about this offense. It really is, because you really expected a lot of good things from this offensive side of the ball, and it's just you're not getting it. I mean, I really need Drew Petzing and Kyler and everybody on this offense to figure their shit out. I really do. Or is it going to happen? I don't know. We'll have to kind of wait and see. I want to go ahead and chime into what Jonathan Gannon ended up having to say about Kyler Murray's interception. He was asked yesterday after the game. They ended up asking him about the interception and how he felt about it. And this is what Jonathan Gannon had to say.
Good at the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. How do you balance that versus the interception when
the interception, he makes that electric play there, you know what I mean? I think he's, I got to talk to him about that. It's just the value of the ball there. That happens, it does happen. I don't know if he's trying to make a play or throw it away there, but we're in field goal range. You'd like to put another 3 on the board there, but I thought, after the first drive or so, I think we got a field goal and then we had to punt, but then I thought he operated really well and kind of were doing what we wanted there. We just didn't have the ball in the second half, so we gotta make sure that we get him the ball.
So, I mean, one thing I would say is that you got to give credit to Jonathan Gannon. He's continuing to ride on the horse that that Kyler Murray, because he's saying we needed to give Kyler Murray the ball back, right? And if you really look at it here, right, the Arizona Cardinals had the ball. Okay, so on the third quarter, they had the ball for 5 minutes, 5 minutes and 37 seconds in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, they had the ball for a little over 7 minutes. So 5, 7, 12 minutes of a possible. I mean, we kind of did have the ball. Like we had, so 12 minutes a quarter, 24 minutes for the half. We had the ball halfway through. What was seeming like why we didn't have the ball very long, like we had a drive which was 9 plays, 71 yards for 5 minutes and 37 seconds in the third quarter. Like that's the only time we saw it in the third quarter in that drive right there. And I think that's the one that ended up in let me see here. Oh, that's the touchdown. So we had the touchdown in the third quarter, and that's what put us down to 27-3, right? So at one point it was 27-3. They answered back with a touchdown of their own. They tried to go for a 2-point conversion, didn't work. The fourth quarter, the Cardinals did get the ball back, and we had a 9-play, 60-yard drive, 6 minutes and 36 seconds. So we had the ball. I mean, if not 12 minutes, then very under or a little over 12 minutes, which is halfway through. So I mean, you got to give credit to JG, right? Because he's continuing to ride on the idea that Kyler Murray had a good game. And like I said earlier, I think he had a okay game. I don't think he was horrendous. I thought the interception was horrendous. I thought the play, and he probably should have got rid of it a lot sooner, right? Because he ended up coming out and saying that he was trying to throw the ball away, right? But the problem as to why people are getting on Kyler Murray and the people that are saying Kyler Murray needs to go, and I want to make one thing clear, right? For the people out there that are saying that Kyler Murray needs to go, I don't blame those people. I really don't. I think everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think everybody is rightfully entitled to how they feel. And if they've already seen enough from Kyler, then okay, that's rightfully so. But the circumstance of what we are at right now, Monty Ossenfort did not provide us a quarterback for us to develop, right? Monty Ossenfort didn't provide us with anything to look forward to the future. So as of right now, I know those people that are saying Kyler Murray needs to go, I don't think they're saying right now he needs to go. I think they're saying for the future, this is the last year of Kyler. At least, I mean, I can't put words in their mouth, but I think that's what people are saying. Like, this is the last year. It's over, right? I don't think they're saying he needs to go, drop him, release him, trade him right now. I don't think that's what people are saying. I think people are entitled to their opinion. And this is the reason why I'm saying that. The stigma on Kyler is you can play good, you're playing in flashes, but you make a boneheaded move like you did with the interception, and it completely takes away momentum from the Cardinals, right? Completely does. Now, I mentioned this before on my this last video that I just posted. I have a very real question to ask. Do the Cardinals not truly believe in Kyler? Like, do they truly not believe in his ability to move the ball down the field? Because it is weird. It's weird that the Cardinals do not place their foot on the throats of these teams that they should beat, right? Why are we continuing to move the ball down the field? Why are we continuing to have that killer instinct, right? Didn't we hear Jonathan Gannon come out and say we need that fire in the gut, right? We want to play violent. We want to play, that type of style of football, right? I'm seeing the complete polar opposite. I'm seeing a coaching staff that's timid. I'm seeing a coaching staff that's conservative in the way that they approach things. They are trying to win games, obviously, but they almost kind of feel complacent with when they get the lead that they do. You can't do that. You can't let up on any NFL team because they will come back. I promise you. So the question out there to me, to you guys in the chat is, do you truly feel like this coaching staff truly believes in Kyler Murray? Now, we heard what they've said multiple times, right? The lip service and all the good glowing remarks that we heard, but like really looking at what they say compared to the actions, do you really feel like they truly believe that he's not going to make a mistake, right? I don't know. I mean, that's a big question. And I think it's a very valid argument to have back and forth, whether you're on this side of the coin or that side of the coin, because it's really, really odd. It's really odd that the moment that the Cardinals move behind the chains, third and or first and 20, first and 15, there's a run, and a throw somewhere, right? And it doesn't seem like we're playing to get that first down. It seems like we gave up, right? Oh man, there's a holding call. We're not going to get this. There's no way in heck we're going to get this. So it feels very, very unfortunate, right? Now, Kyler Murray was also asked about the interception. This is exactly what he had to say. And this was a very awkward conversation. I think Kyler Murray was trying to make a joke, but I don't know. Here it is. This is what Kyler Murray had to say.
Self after the pick.
What pick?
The one in the fourth quarter.
Well, I don't remember that.
Sorry, didn't catch the joke.
No, I'm just gonna act like it didn't happen. What? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, were you trying to throw it away?
Trying to throw it away. Yeah, I was trying to throw it away. Yeah.
So he's trying to throw it away, right? I don't think we would be talking about this Kyler Murray situation as much if he wasn't doing the same things over and over and over and over and over again, right? If this was one of those games where he had a terrible pick and it's like, oh man, learn from it, Kyler. You'll be fine. Everything's good, right? But it's the fact that we're seeing it over and over and over again that it's very, very valid to ask, right? Although we all knew what the answer was going to be, like Kyler Murray was going to throw it away, right? But I think it's very valid to ask and say, hey, what's the deal here? Like, what were you thinking? What was the mindset? What was your mind processing during this specific play? He was trying to throw the ball away, he says, right? But obviously that little awkward interaction at the beginning is just really weird. But let me get to one last clip here by Kyler Murray. He was saying that we cannot allow teams to come back on the Cardinals and you got to put them away. Now, that was a big emphasis, right? Because of the Saints game, we allowed them to stick around. A big emphasis was we cannot allow these teams to stick around. And guess what? The Cardinals did it again. So this is what Kyler Murray had to say about that.
All week about finishing the game. You wanted to have the ball in your hands, which you did technically, but to get there was tough.
Yeah.
How do you balance kind of being 2-0 versus how you finished?
Could always be worse, right? We could be 0-2, but we're 2-0 with this issue. I don't want to make it a thing, but at the same time, yeah, we got to be better when we got to finish games. It's bottom line. So, because like I said, it didn't bite us today, and didn't bite us last week, but you keep playing around, you get bit. So we got to be better.
So, addressing this comment here, Jacob in the chat says, seriously, Kyler, you got to be serious about that. That's not a joke. I mean, here's the thing, right? If Kyler Murray had some sort of rapport with these media members, which I could think he's got something because people laughed, right? I mean, whether it was awkward laughs or if it's truly funny to some people that he's saying, oh, I was just thinking about, I'm acting like it never happened, right? Whatever the situation is, it happened, right? And I think it's a very valid question to ask. Like, what was your mind process? What were you thinking here? Like, that was a horrendous play that needed to be addressed. Now, I don't care that he says this, but like, I don't know. It's one of those things where like, Okay, you were trying to throw the ball away. Okay, cool. All right, that's what happened. But what can we do to learn from that, right? Because it's not like this has happened just once, right? Now this year it happened just once, but like all last year, everybody was tracking how many interceptions the Cardinals ended up throwing, and very boneheaded, right? And there was an opportunity for another interception, if not for a flag being thrown during that Patriots game, right? And that could have very well took momentum away from the Arizona Cardinals offense. So we really gotta figure this out. I don't understand it, and I don't want to ruin this, Monday Victory Monday, because at the end of the day, we should be happy. We should be happy that they are 2-0, right? They're 2-0 at the end of the day. But it is concerning. It really is. It's concerning that the Arizona Cardinals right now are not figuring out what they were struggling with in the end of last year. And heck, maybe even the whole last year, right? Because I think I might have been the only one talking about where the heck is Michael Wilson, right? Like even in training camp, I ended up asking a few insiders here. I had Tyler Drake as well as Donnie Druin of Sports Illustrated. Is there a concern, right? Is there a concern about these guys not being involved? But what we've been hearing by the coaching staff is that we're going to be running this offense through Trey and Marv, which is good, right? That's fine. I guess nobody's got a Trey McBride out there. That's cool. He still doesn't have a touchdown on the season. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a really mediocre game last year. I'm sorry, yesterday, but that's on him too. It's not just Kyler, right? So like, how do we avoid these type of games? Because believe it or not, if nobody makes a big deal of it, we're going to see a lot more of these games than we want to, right? The Cardinals need to be able to learn to put away teams and not allow them to come back. Well, look at your defensive coordinator, look at your offensive coordinator, and really figure out why they decided to play soft, why they decided to not be aggressive, right? Be aggressive. Put Bryce Young on the ground and continue to harass him. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Big questions, right? Big questions. And hopefully by week 3, we're going to get a win that we're going to come out and say, yes, that's the statement game. Because that's what I'm kind of looking forward to. That's what I'm kind of looking forward to. I want to see a statement game, right? I'm cool with the win. A win's a win. But we also have seen the Saints start off 2-0 last year and completely get derailed. I don't want to be the Saints of last year. I really don't. I do not want to be the Saints of last year. So I want the Arizona Cardinals to figure it out. Absolutely, 110%. But we'll have to kind of wait and see how it shakes out. But Kyler's right. You can't allow teams to hang around. You do, you're going to get bit. You're going to get bit. Ghost in the chat says, crazy how our defense has been saving us. Yeah, I mean, the defense has been. Absolutely. And Kyler Murray even mentioned the fact that he has the faith in the Arizona Cardinals defense to do it, but it's up to the offense to bleed clock, to not allow it to get to the situation that they're currently in. And right now, I mean, the concern is valid. The concern is valid. It really is. Let's see what we have. Let's see what happens here, right? Let's go with Jacob. Jacob in the chat says, the staff hasn't been able to put away teams since year 1. I don't even know if that's even like, how many wins did we have in year 1? 4? Whew. Yeah, man, it's interesting, right? It's interesting. JMR in the chat, what's up, man? He says we cannot lose to Mac Jones next week. It will be an ugly loss if it happens. Here's the thing. The 49ers did beat the Saints, which I think a lot of us had, well, at least me. I thought the Saints were going to put up, I feel like actually the Saints did pretty solid, if I'm going to be real. I thought the Saints were going to have the leg up over them, especially with no Brock Purdy, but you got to give kudos to Mac Jones. You really do. He ended up coming out here and securing a win for the San Francisco 49ers, but we're not the Saints, right? We're hopefully on paper a better team. And I am looking for a statement win. I really am. Mac Jones finished off this game 26 for 39, 279 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He had 3 sacks. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. 3 touchdowns. I mentioned this before. When are we going to start seeing Kyler Murray with 3 touchdowns consistently? When are we going to start seeing Kyler Murray with 250 to 300 yards a game consistently? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's going to be a lot of questions being asked when it comes down to this offense. And a lot of people are going to be pointing the finger at Drew Petzing. Some people are going to be pointing the finger at Kyler Murray. And I think they are the exact places you need to be pointing the finger to. But I would say open up another finger and also point it to Monty Ossenfort. Monty Ossenfort, we praised about Let him cook, let him cook, let him do this. Monty Ossenfort put us in this position to consistently run back with the same wide receiving core that we had last year. What did we think it was going to be different? This is the same thing that happened last year. The exact same thing. Now people want to get their charts and say, "Oh, here we go. It's lack of separation. Here we go. This is the reason why. Oh, here it's scheme. That's why." We should have gone after a veteran wide receiver and put Michael Wilson as your three. That's what they probably should have done. They should have gone after somebody like Elijah Moore or make him the number three. You probably should have gone somebody after like Keenan Allen, or you should have gone in the draft. You don't want to go expensive? Okay, go after the draft. Go after the draft. Draft somebody. We're seeing some crazy numbers by one of the wide receivers that I absolutely loved in this draft in Emeka Ibuka out of Ohio State. That would have been amazing. And that is the type of wide receiver we're looking for in this offense. That's not what Marvin Harrison Jr. is. That's not what Michael Wilson is. We don't have a guy like an Emeka Ibuka, which he's putting up crazy numbers in the Bucs offense. Now, obviously, the Bucs offense is a different offense than the Cardinals, but he's looking amazing. He's looking like, damn, he's probably going to be offensive rookie of the year, if not a quarterback. They should have gone that direction. I get it. The defense was a big sore spot, and they wanted to upgrade that defense. Well, guess what? You did that in free agency, and you did it in the first round. There was multiple other wide receivers you could have gotten in the third round, fourth round, fifth round. And I like Jordan Burch. I do. Trust me. I like Jordan Burch. So maybe let's say fourth round, fifth round, sixth round, and the rest, right? I don't get it. I really don't understand it. I don't think I ever will. Let me give a shout out here to the sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Sleeper. Go and make sure you check out Sleeper, ladies and gentlemen. Everything will be in the description below. But the NFL season is officially here, which means you have a chance to 100 times your cash on daily fantasy football. Football has never been more exciting than it is right now with players like C.J. Stroud, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, yes, and Kyler Murray. Pick stats for these stars like touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, fantasy points, and so much more to potentially get 100 times payouts if you build the best roster you can. Get your picks right and you can win big. Use promo code AZSF to get your first initial deposit matched up to $100. Everything will be in the description below. Shout out here to Sleeper, proud sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube throughout the entirety of the 2025 season. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue with the chat. You guys are absolutely amazing here. John in the chat says Emeka Ibuka is looking good. Yes, 100%. And here's the thing. Walter Nolan still could look good, right? Walter Nolan can still look very, very good. We just unfortunately are now dealing with another first round pick that's a defensive lineman that started their career off injured. And I'm not even going to get started on Darius Robinson. Darius Robinson has done nothing for the Arizona Cardinals defensive line. Thank God we went after pushing 40 veteran defensive lineman and Calais Campbell, because where else would this pressure in the interior come from? Where? Josh Sweat has came up here and there, so I'm not going to give him too much slack. I think he was a really good acquisition, and it's only 2 games, right? Does he disappear sometimes? Yeah, but he also did have a sack fumble that equated over to 7 points, and that's production, right? Thank God for Calais Campbell. Who else would have done it? I think Dalvin Tomlinson is solid in stopping the run. I think Calais is really solid in stopping the run, but also can cause pressure. Where is the pressure coming from the interior? Where? Not Darius. It's insane. Darius was playing hide and seek and he's still hiding. It feels like it. The excuses are done. I want to see more. I want to see more of Dare. What's happening? Everybody was posting pictures. Oh, this guy looks like the Terminator. Oh, this guy is so big. And here's the thing. I was in the hype too. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I wasn't in the hype as well. There was a lot of high praise for Darius Robinson coming out of Mizzou, right? And what he did. Why does he look like a shell of himself? Why does he look not great? How are we not figured that out yet? He has not even caused any destruction like we thought he was going to. This is a 6'5" man. 6'5" man. He's not doing nothing. Nothing. We got Dogface in the chat. I'm actually very curious. Did anybody actually see this tweet? Is this real? Is this real? Or are you just saying? I'm curious. I don't follow D Hop, so I don't know. Is this real? Dogface in the chat says Hopkins said, and I quote, "That midget can't see anything," referring to Kyler. But he deleted the tweet soon after. Did anybody catch that? Screenshotted anything like that? Well, I mean, here's the thing. Regardless of if he said it or he didn't say it, right? Imagine if he did say it or he didn't say it. That is the narrative of Kyler right now, that he can't see over the line. That's the narrative. Like, let's be real. That's the narrative that's happening right now with Kyler Murray. But here's the thing. What are the Arizona Cardinals going to do? They already made their bed. They said that they said that Drew Petzing is evolving this offense to make it look better on the passing attack. Okay, well, we're starting to see a regression of the run game, and I'm not sure if we're trying to compensate because of all the flack they were getting last year. With all the flack they were getting last year, that's probably what they're trying to do. They're overcompensating for the passing attack. They're maybe doing a little too much, or maybe not blocking good enough when it comes to the run. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I don't get paid millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to try to figure it out. It's them. They got to figure it out, and it's not working. It isn't. But what happens? Well, if the Cardinals have a winning season, ain't nothing going to happen, right? If the Cardinals have a losing season and we're the Saints of last year, then there probably will be some changes that happens for the Cardinals. Will it happen? I mean, I still think the Cardinals can win games personally, but that's my bias. That's my biasness. I still want to see what we look like against a team that's potentially a playoff team, right? I would like to see us against the Seahawks. I would like to see us against the 49ers. I would like to see those teams, right? Now, did you guys even see that the Colts right now? The Colts with Daniel Jones is absolutely crazy. Like, what are we seeing from Daniel Jones right now is nuts. Daniel Jones, which was said to be a wash and potentially a bust, his career is done, but he's putting up some numbers. He's putting up some numbers in the Colts offense. 23 for 34, 316 yards, 1 touchdown. That's what he did versus the Broncos. And the Broncos are supposed to be one of the best defenses in the league. He was supposed to be. And that's not to mention what the Colts did to the Miami Dolphins in week 1. Daniel Jones, 22 of 29, 272 yards, 1 touchdown. So, I don't know. I'm not trying to compare Kyler to Daniel Jones, but I want to get to a point where we're starting to see and stop talking about Kyler Murray's game at 150 yards, 178 yards. I'm tired of it. Tote the rock, pass the rock down the field, and create those explosives that we have not yet seen. And this is against teams that you should be blowing out. The Jaguars played the Panthers and had over 150 yards on the ground. What do the Cardinals do? Look at that and say, okay, we can run the ball on them. Their number one running back has less than 40 yards on the ground with 11 attempts. Like, what? What's going on here? So, it's an accumulation, man. It's an accumulation of a lot of different things. Uncanny says another Steve Kai missed. And no, I'm not going to come out here, and it might be satire is what you're trying to do here. I'm not going to come out here and say, oh, the Cardinals should have got Daniel Jones. No, I'm not coming out here and say, I don't want Daniel Jones. It's just, it's hard to ignore the fact that you're seeing an offense against arguably one of the best defenses in the league in the Denver Broncos, and they're spreading the ball around. Troy Franklin, 89 yards. Marvin Mims, 24 yards. Tyler Batty, 19 yards. Pat Bryant, 18 yards. Evan Ingram, 12 yards. Like, where the crap is... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's the Broncos. I apologize. That's the Broncos. Let's go to the Colts. Tyler Warren, their rookie tight end, 4 receptions, 79 yards. Alec Pierce, 68 yards. Josh Downs, 51 yards. Jonathan Taylor, 50 yards. Michael Pittman, 40 yards. Is it Adonai Mitchell, 20 yards, right? The moving the ball around is what I'm looking for, right? Getting numbers that are not equating to 150, 170 yards a game. So, I don't know. I wish I had the answer. I wish I did. But The guys that are in charge, unfortunately, aren't able to get it done. Richie in the chat says James Conner getting up there in age. I think it's been playing for a while. Not many running backs last as long as Conner. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, do we start making a different approach? Do we start shifting over to Trey Benson? I mean, if that's the plan for the longevity, then I would like to see that. I mean, I would like to see more Benson, which we are seeing, but not enough, right? Not enough. Not enough. Connor Long in the chat says, who's the best wide receiver? Ain't no wide receivers out there right now that I want. That's the problem. That's the problem. There's no receivers right now that are available that I would say, yes, go Arizona Cardinals. This could change you right here. This can change you. No, I don't think there's anybody out there right now. Let me see. Positions. So Gabriel Davis, didn't he just sign with the Bills practice squad? I think he did. There's nobody. I mean, Tyler Boyd, I'm not sure if he's actually with the team or not. There's nobody. Like, there's literally, like, the Cardinals should have jumped earlier when I was panicking and saying things like the Cardinals should go after a veteran wide receiver. Keenan Allen was my number one guy I feel like I wanted the Cardinals to go after. Heck, I would have even taken Mari Cooper. I bet he probably would have retired on us again, too. So maybe that wasn't the right play. But Keenan, he was the one I truly did want for the Cardinals. It's just, there's nobody out there right now. There really isn't. Cardinals have to make do with what they have because of the decisions that Monty asked them for. He did not do anything offensively or change anything offensively, unfortunately. X in the chat says, have you spoke on us picking up a corner depending on the severity of the injuries? Not yet. No, not yet. I'm leading onto the side of optimism right now. Looking at the three cornerbacks that are hurt, I think just looking them based off what I saw, I think the worst injury is probably Garrett, if I'm going to be real. I think the worst injury is probably Garrett Williams. And that's just based on, this is my opinion. There's no inside sources. There's nothing like that. It's just based off what I feel like that's going to be the worst news we're going to hear. I do think there's going to be games being missed. I'm just hoping that Max Melton comes back. I'm hoping that Will Johnson comes back. Hell, I'm even hoping Garrett Williams comes back. It's just, if I were to put money down, I would say the worst news we're probably going to hear is probably Garrett. Because Max Melton came out and celebrated with his team. Will Johnson came back after he got hurt. Maybe he was pulled out later, probably. But he did come back. So I think Garrett Williams is going to be the worst one. So no, I have not spoke about it yet. I'm still waiting for the first initial. I'm not trying to put bad juju up in the air right now. I'm trying to see what the Arizona Cardinals, what Jonathan Gannon provides to us. And hopefully we get some sort of update at the 12 o'clock hour. Fingers crossed. Valley Vibes in the chat says 2 got carded off. I think, so it depends on how you mean actually with the cart. So yes, but Max Melton came back on the field. Now, granted, I think he had a brace, but he came out and celebrated. He looked like he was in good spirits. I think Williams is the worst one of them all, if I were to put some money down. I could be wrong. Camarena fam, I'm most likely butchered that, and I completely apologize, says this: our scheme doesn't help out our wide receivers. It's a tight end scheme. It is not going to work in December. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Yeah, the right side of the O-line is pretty sus too, right? It's pretty suspect. But going back to what you were saying, it's a different type of scheme. Like, this is a question to you guys. Am I that blinded that I truly believe that Jonathan Gannon and Drew Petzing are not, I'm not going to say, how do I word this? they can't be that naive. I guess that's the best word. They can't be that naive to roll out the same offense in 2025. We heard evolution is coming. We heard there's going to be a different offense, but obviously kind of the concepts that they had, but rolling something different. It just feels like we regressed in the run game, and it feels like the passing game is exactly the same thing because now people are talking about it, but this has been happening since last year. So don't get it twisted. This has been happening since last year. So now people are starting to talk about it, right? Because then somebody put it in their minds, oh, this is year one. Oh, this is year two. Technically 1.5 of Kyler Murray with Drew Petzing, right? People somehow that's what people got in their heads. Right? Oh, it's fine, it's fine. We got to be patient. But this is what happened since last year. So the passing game is not any different. It's no shock to me. It's just that the run game completely regressed. The run game regressed. So now, if we're a run-heavy offense, predicated on the heavy package, 12 personnel, it's the same thing. It's just now this regressed and this is the same. We should have been clamoring about it last year when I was telling everybody that this is a real issue. This is a real issue. What's happening? Why is Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray not on the same page? What's going on? I don't think I've ever seen anything in my life like this. Ever. I don't think I've ever seen anything in my life like this. It's like a Rubik's Cube that we can't seem to figure out, and we're just too dumb. We're just too dumb to do anything about it. I don't understand it. We got brilliant coaches, right? Football gurus, right? People that know football. They can't figure this out. And I do put some blame on Petzing for not throwing a darn screen pass to wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. to get him the ball in his hand. Yes, I blame him for that. Yes, I blame him for not having specific plays to throw the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr. Yes, I blame him on that. But it's an SHIT show right now, and I don't understand it. It's an SHIT show, and I don't understand it. I promise you guys I will be opening up the phone lines, and that I will. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be opening up the phone lines right now. We're going to give you guys a solid 5 to 7 minutes. Keep it brief if you guys can, but we are going to be up the phone. I want to bring up some people here that want to chime in and let us know their piece on what's currently happening with the Arizona Cardinals offense or whatever the situation is. The link has been posted. If you want to chime in, come on in and let us know how you're feeling about the Arizona Cardinals in 2025 so far. Are you worried? Are you not worried? Let me know in the comments. Link has been posted. Click on the link. Super easy. It's on the chat on the YouTube side. If you're watching us on X and Twitter, sorry, can't partake. You got to go over to the YouTube side. Link has been posted. Click on it. Come on in and tell me how you guys are feeling. There you go. Putting it right back on there again. So, as of right now, we got Javier says open up the phone lines. There you go. Link's been posted there, Javier. If you want to chime in, let me know. Let me give another real quick shout out here to Sleeper, proud sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube throughout the entirety of the 2025 season. Make sure you check out Sleeper. Everything will be in the description below. Right now, using promo code AZSF gets you 100% deposit match up to $100 on your first initial deposit. All right, got our first guy in here. We got RC3. What's up, RC3? You are live on the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Talk to me, man. How you feeling? There you go.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm live and well. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Oh, happy belated. My birthday next week, so.
Oh, nice. September babies. Love to see
Yeah,
it.
man. No, only thing I wanted to say though, honestly, everybody's talking about Petzing, everybody's talking about Kyler, but the issue too is that did anybody see how the offensive line played this week?
Horrendous. Yeah.
I mean, we put put Adams up there. Like, when's Will Hernandez coming back? Like, oh my gosh, like it looked pretty bad out there.
Yeah.
Keep Froho, keep Froho, keep Johnson. And it's like, I keep Beecham too, but this is my problem that I said. It never was the receivers. It was the protection that was always for Kyler. Kyler doesn't have time to think. Remember, he was a quarterback that ran out of shotgun. He was always in the deep backfield, so he had enough time to answer. If you want to play under, he has to have the offensive line to play under. This is the issue we have. Now, as far as our corners, I felt pretty bad, like the situation, but this is the reason why we prepared for this. Because remember, last year we had the same problem. I mean, look at the cornerback we could have had on our team, Sean Murphy Button. He was hurt, so we already started out the situation that was going on that we needed DBs, and this is something that we needed to take care of. I I have some faith, and I think Garrett Williams probably might be out. Honestly, I probably say like 4 weeks. He might just be on the IR for like 4 weeks at the most. But my thing was that was a tough hit, a very very tough hit, and I'm just looking at Will Johnson was already going to be the man anyway there. So, but the running backs, Connor, I think he should give it to. I call him the Airbnb. I think they should give it to Bam and Benson. So, yeah, but that's a tough squad. Like we have a lot of depth that we didn't have. We complained about everything except for the things that we truly were supposed to talk about. And this is what we have, but the offensive line has still been a question mark. And could you find Darius Robinson for me too? Because I've been looking for this guy. I've been looking. Darius,
Yeah,
you,
he's
you
still
see
hiding,
him?
man.
I
Like
don't,
you
I don't
said,
know.
he's still hiding.
Yeah, I'm still finding him. And shout out to Calais for holding it down because I'm
100%.
turning 40. Calais is about to be 40. Hey,
Hey, man,
strong power, strong will.
I'm 4 years from that, so hey, I'm right there with you, man. All
Fuck
right, brother.
you.
Later, dude.
All right, bro.
Peace, man. Great call, man. RC3. Love to see it. All right, let's bring up Felipe. If you guys are chiming in, keep in mind that if somebody's on the screen, stay there. Please don't go anywhere. It's going to take a while to get to you, but we're going to be going as the order comes in. Let's move on over with Felipe. You are live on the Easy Sports Fan here on YouTube. Talk to me. How you feeling?
Is it me?
Yes. What's up, man?
Sorry, guys.
You're good.
So I want to say that this week and even last week, the past week against the Saints, the defensive play calling is being awful. We all know what has been happening with Kyler Murray, his inability to keep the offense moving. But in the defensive side, the play calling is being awful. Those uh, real quick passes have been killing us since the past week, this week. I mean, I think, like we are always playing zone
Yeah.
instead of having, I don't know, just to come up with anything to be able to defend those quick passes. It's
Fair.
been terrible. That's what I wanted to add because it's so frustrating when you see we were like more than 20 points up. Like it was like 27-3, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then we just fell apart. And
Yeah.
I don't like the defensive play calling. I mean, I think we could do better, and I'm glad that we are now 2-0. But it's been so frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you,
That's what
Philippe.
I
I
wanted to add.
agree. I think that the Cardinals right now doesn't have that killer instinct that Jonathan Gannon said when he made this team that they were going to be, right? He wants to have that killer. But we're not. Like, we're playing complacent. We're playing too far back. We're playing too soft, which does allow what you said. You're going to have teams that are going to chip away and get explosive plays whenever, we play some other form of defense. But you're right. There's not the aggression that I thought we were going to have. Let me ask you this. Kyler Murray, what are your overall thoughts on Murray?
Oh man, I am pro Kyler Murray. I really like Kyler Murray because I think that he brings to the table this mobility and he's quick and fast. Uh, the fact that we still don't know if he's going to be our guy maybe has something to do with the fact that he might not be our guy.
That's
Because
fair.
it's already his seventh year, I think, already.
Mm-hmm.
So I am pro Kyler Murray. And on the other hand, if you see what's available outside, I would rather have Kyler Murray,
True.
yes,
Yeah, I
instead of,
agree. Agree.
Tua Tagovailoa or other quarterbacks. I'd rather have Kyler Murray on my roster. But I'm 43, and I know he's around. I don't know. He's less than 30 years old.
Yeah.
So we all are at that age. We are very immature. So I'm just hoping for him to take the next step, because at least for me, I was very mature at his age.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I want to give him the time, and I want to give him the opportunity to become that guy for us, because I think that skill wise, he has all the skills that he needs to take us to the top, and that's why I'm always trying
Protect.
I sometimes I make excuses for him
Yeah.
to, we're going to be fine, we're going to be fine. But you see younger quarterbacks doing great, And oh God, we're
That's
paying
tough.
this guy a lot of money
Yeah,
to not be that guy.
100%. All right, Felipe, I'm
I
gonna let
like
you
him.
go,
I
man.
like him, and I'm not against him, not at all. But I would hope to for him to take the next step, like sooner rather than later. That's my
100%.
take.
All right, Felipe, I'm gonna let you go. Have a good day, man. Later.
Thank you, you too, guys.
Great call, great call. I don't think he's out here saying that it's the defense's fault. He's just saying that like kind of they loosen up. But yeah, I agree. Let me get to the next caller. This most likely will be the last caller of the show unless somebody else comes in. Let's go with Javier. You are live on the AZ Sports Fan on YouTube. What's up, man? How you feeling? You there? Javier? No. Okay. Unfortunately, he's not there. Maybe try one more time to see if you can come on in. If not, within the next minute, we will be closing up shop here. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? One thing that we know is true. RC3 always comes with the heat, 110%. The offensive line, which is a big deal, which I'm going to be real. Like when I do talk about these things, it, I mention it, but it doesn't make it feel like I don't emphasize so much on it. But yeah, the offensive line is a big deal, man. I was really hoping a little bit more from Adams, which I'm going to give him a little bit more leeway. But if Will Hernandez is available and ready to go, then I think just plug in Will Hernandez at this point. Jonah Williams, on the other hand, man, this guy has been a thorn in our side. Unfortunately, has not been up to par for the Cardinals, unfortunately. But as of right now, we'll have to kind of wait and see. All right. So anybody else here? Let me put the link in there one more time. If they don't come in within the next 30 seconds, we will be closing up shop right here. I think that we're going to be getting the information or at least an update by Jonathan Gannon here soon. So I'm going to be closing up shop so we can go ahead and, obviously get on top of that and figure it out. I don't see anybody else in the back. So let's do this. Okay. Let's close it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You guys are all absolutely amazing. Do me a huge favor. Smack up the like button on your way out. Right now, we got over 60 people here in the chat. Only 28 likes. Come on, y'all. Smack the like button. Appreciate you guys for being here. Everybody that has chimed in and provided your take, thank you so very much. I appreciate you guys. Happy Victory Monday. We are 2-0 at the end of the day. Let's bask in the glory that the Arizona Cardinals aren't 0-2 and that we don't have Tua Tagovailoa as our quarterback. We will take it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cardinals.